noisy?
Not too bad. We'll see if we can get over it. So welcome everybody to another ASEA Global Expansion Team Zoom. We have the amazing Peter Radu joining us tonight from Mexico City. Peter has sponsored 12 people in the past 5 weeks, and we're just going to pick his brain and see what he's doing to get these incredible results. So Peter, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, Cindy, it's an honor to be here with you, and I need to pick up your brains. I need to be where you are. So, so maybe you give me the time. Maybe give me a private session one day.
That's right. That's right. So let me just change the view on here so we can see you. There we go. Perfect. So Peter, I know that you were introduced to ASEA originally because people said, wow, he's got contacts in the sports world. So let's talk to Peter about ASEA. He can introduce all these athletes and all these trainers and all those kind of people into the ASEA world. So I know that you're an incredible athlete and do all kinds of, we see you doing all kinds of amazing feats on Facebook, on these standing on your hands and holding yourself in amazing poses. So, and you're originally from Romania, right?
Correct.
Fantastic. So tell us why you're so passionate about ASEA.
Well, it's because ASEA is not only an extraordinarily unique product, but somebody recently said to me, "Oh, I don't want to have affinity for any one product." It's like saying I don't want to have affinity for eating, at least once in a while. So for me, ASEA is before everything else. So besides the essential role of ASEA plays to our health, is because of who's running ASEA. And when you have, as you all know, if anybody knows this, it's you. When you have a good product, good company, and a good sponsor, in my case, Dr. Silverman, then of course you can only be passionate about the outcome that's coming in the future.
That's right. That's right. Well, and this business has allowed you to be a world traveler. I mean, I think you told me you've lived in something like 5 or 6 countries since you started your ASEA business. Is that right?
Correct.
Yeah. So you've been all over the world sharing ASEA with people, whether you're in Spain or whether you're in Mexico or whether you're in Turkey, even though we're not even open in Turkey, but COVID has made everything a little complicated, right? So no matter where you are, you can share ASEA in the 33 countries that we're open in, right?
Right. All you need is connection to the internet and willingness to work hard. And in Turkey, I was very disciplined. I was going to the gym, and obviously I couldn't prospect the gym, but I always, when people came to me, I've always asked for referrals. So I did get some referrals from Turkey, nationals that had family members in other parts of the world. So I've kept my antenna up, but mainly what I did is I go to the gym, then go back home and stay locked in the room and just focus on prospecting.
There you go.
Online, LinkedIn, Facebook, internations, various different online platforms that, as you all know, are effective if you just simply stay at it and follow up, right?
That's right. So tell us about some of these people that you've sponsored recently. So I know that you're in Mexico City now. You've been down there for a couple months and you go to the gym every day. Have you sponsored anybody at the gym?
I did. And since you brought up the last person, one of the last people that I signed up was, as you all know, the power of referrals. I mean, Trish is a master at it, and I've learned from her, and you guys, and Dr. Silverman is always asked for referrals. So there's a lady in Philippines. She likes the product, but she's not into building. Her mind is not focused on business. So I said, look, can you at least refer me some people you know that are well connected? That you believe might be in this kind of business. They said, sure. And then she referred me to a beautiful lady who was a high-level model in Philippines. And then she finally decided to not do it because second pregnancy, and her husband is gone all the time. So you know what? I want to wait till I have my second birth, and then maybe I'll do it. So then I just simply let her alone, and I start developing a relationship with her husband. So Christina was a referral, and her husband was working on a cruise in the United States on Disney World. So as soon as he took that vacation because on a cruise I couldn't connect with him. I follow up with him and say, look, man, you have now a second child coming up, and you know that Disney World, even though they pay you, it's not the future. I said, yeah, I'm open. So finally, I mean, I inspired him because, as you all know, I don't like the word convinced. So I inspired him to come on board. He did. So now he just sent me a picture of his product, and he was looking forward to. He said clearly, I want to talk about the business plan. So that's just an example.
Excellent.
So referrals, and also I bought, actually, Dr. Sibem knows, I bought 480 samples. So now I use his strategy 3 and 5.
Okay, so you're helping people get an experience if they're local, is that right? You're helping them have an experience with the gel if you can get to them physically and give them a sample, or are you mailing samples out?
Mostly hand them physically and use the big tube to demonstrate. And then if they show interest, of course, only if I get their number, then I will give them a sample. And then I follow up with the video, Dr. Simmons' video, 3 and 5, and other videos that I feel is pertinent to their needs.
Wonderful. So, and that's been effective, obviously.
Not as effective as I like to, but reasonably well.
Yeah. So are you mostly working with athletes? Or are you working with business people? Are you working with anybody who kind of crosses your path, who has an interest in what ASEA is and what we're doing?
Everyone that pretty much, I don't judge because, as you all know, you never know who's going to be, even they may not be a builder, but they may end up connecting you to a builder. So anyone who I connect with on an energetic level, I feel like they are good type, exude out a good energy, then I connect with them. But if I feel like they don't want to be approached, then I just don't insist, So just go by the gut feeling.
Right. So I don't even know that I asked you at the beginning of the call. Tell us a little bit about your background. What have you done before you learned about ASEA?
Jack of all trades, master of many. I wish. I've done everything, including I was, when I came to the United States, just a year and a half later, I joined the United States Navy. I got certified at school to become a jet mechanic. Then I got out. I fell in love with network marketing actually before I joined the Navy with A.L. Williams selling insurance. I joined the Navy, so I never ended up selling any policy because I joined the Navy and then I couldn't do anything. And then I got out. I joined the big A company. And then obviously I didn't see fitting my style. And I finally joined many, many different companies. One company I joined was that phone company that with Excel. And I went to the top level with the company. And then only a year later after the company went back public, they folded. So I said, I'll never get involved with anything that doesn't have the potential for long, long, long term. And that's what I see. Because you keep asking me why am I so passionate about ASEA is obviously the good product, but mainly is, as you all know, all the companies that have become a legacy company, whether it's Ford or Apple or you name it, had a visionary leader in that company. And that's what I see in Tyler Norton. So I put my all out because I'm betting on him, that the company is going to be sustainable and it's going to be around because, as you well know, we depend on a good leadership of the company besides an amazing product.
Yeah, absolutely. I always say you can have the best product on the face of the planet, but if it's in the hands of the wrong people, you're in big trouble. So
yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, you see that. So tell me why you love the network marketing model so much.
My goodness, I mean, it gives me a platform. I mean, if you think about my background, I grew up in a village of just 80 people. And when I was not even a teenager, adolescent, maybe 11 years old, I already started visualizing myself in America. So I came to America and for a few, few $100, you can own your own global business, turnkey operation. I mean, how could you not be excited? For me, it's the way to express myself. And somebody recently asked me, well, what happened if you have $100 million or $10 million was the number that they said to me, this couple said to me that if I had in my bank account. And I said, I would still do ASEA, but in a different way. I would have flown you to one of my different area resorts that I'm spending my time drinking beautiful, good drinks, and I'll spend a week with you on this project if I feel you are a good fit for me. So I'll still be doing SEA, but at a different level. So to me, I'm not driven by money in SEA. I mean, as far as making another buck, I'm driven by the SEA's principles and purposes, be able to impact another life, and knowing that I was played, however small role or big role I played in that family or that person's life, to me, that gives me something that, as you all know, you can't put money on it. Yeah. So I'm very, very passionate about it. I mean, I'm astonished that people don't see what we see, but that's a good thing, because if everybody sees it, then SEA will not work. As you all know, because everybody will join eventually. Who's going to sign up? So it's good that we're only looking for people who see what we see. It's harder, but it's sustainable that way.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty amazing, that magic in a bottle. And a lot of people, they don't get it. It goes right over their head, right?
Yeah, SEA, so yes, SEA has that down because it requires an explanation, and that's the only way it could be marketed to this model, as we all know. But the good part is that a company grows steadily. So what goes out too quick, and if it goes too quick, as you well know, it has the potential to crush the company, because one of the killers in business, if it grows too fast, that it cannot sustain the growth. So SEA, what I see in SEA is that it gradually and gradually and gradually grows, and then we have that residual income that we are after, like that you have achieved, and I've achieved to a smaller level, and I'm looking forward to achieve the level you and Dr. Silverman and Trish and everyone has. It's just gonna take me longer, but that's okay, because my numbers, my average of recruitment and development may be different than yours. In other words, I have to work harder, but I still get there in due time. So to me, I don't go and compare myself. Oh my goodness, somebody became a diamond in 6 months. 3 years and a half later, I'm still, only a platinum. And that's okay, because it's in my pace, my way. And ultimately, when I get there, who cares how I got there, as long as I get there, right?
Yeah, everybody has their own journey, right?
Correct. And my own development. I remember one day Alan said, hey, you got to release some of that extra baggage, because you want to be lean and mean and be able to grow. And I took that advice with good heart and good, understanding that he meant to give me a good advice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So think about these people that you have recruited in the past 5 weeks. Think about one of them in specific, and think about what you said to them. Think about this. Tell us the situation. Were you in the gym? Besides the referral, you had the referral from the Philippines. Think about the other 11 people that you sponsored. What was the situation, and what did you say to them? How do you invite them to take a look?
For example, there's another person, Jessica Castillo, Ecuadorian, lives right here in Mexico. I reached her out on a platform called Internations. The people who don't know Internation it's another way to get a relief from LinkedIn. So you'd always be on LinkedIn, maybe something different. So I reached out to her and search for people who live in Mexico City. So I reached out to her, being a Pilates instructor and very knowledgeable in her field, and physiotherapy expert. I reached out to her. She said, you know what? It looks good, but she was skeptical, super, super skeptical. So then when I finally arrived in Mexico, we've met in person at a restaurant and gave her some samples. And she had immediate positive reaction. And I also gave her 2 because I felt like I just need to. She was just not going for it because she was just super skeptical. And I said, look, I'm willing to do and on my dime and see what happens. And she had amazing results. And that's how it all happened. Another person, Dr. Priya in Malaysia, the same way. As you all know, doctors are very, very stubborn especially for someone like me that is not in that field. I wasn't able to get her to join at all. So I finally said, you know what, I'm gonna just go. It's not duplicatable, but I did. I bought her 2 tubes. I mean, what do I have to lose, But then she had results with her son, some skin condition on her son's feet, and she was astounded. Her husband is dentist. He had, because of his repetitive work that causes that injury, been leaning over his patients all the time. So he had this pain in his body. He used the gel, we can't use the word pain, but discomfort. Take that back. So discomfort in his body, he used the gel and he had that positive results. And then she came on board with the business pack. So, and then Jessica came in with the entrepreneur pack. So you just have to go with your gut instinct. So with some people, you just simply try to do whatever it takes. If I feel good that they're very, very potentially strong people, I'm willing to send them a tube or buy them a tube or two, like I did with Dr. Clea.
So it sounds like you're leading with the gel consistently.
Yes, because, if you ask me, of course, I'm just as vain as anyone else, but not vain to just make it a big issue of it. But I like to have better skin. But if I have to choose 100 times out of 100 times, or for the rest of my life, only one, of course, 100 times of 100 times I use the drink. Because to me, I'd rather be feeling good than look good. But if I can do both, of course. So I lead with the gel because the drink, we know it takes time. Some people, very few people have results right away. Most people take, as you well know, and most of the people here that have been with the CI, they know it takes time. So right now, focus completely on the gel. And I can't wait for our new products to come in April, because then I really want to take off to the next level.
So when you're explaining to people that the molecules in the gel are the same molecules that are in the drink, how do you make that transition so that they understand they're drinking the same molecules that they're putting on their skin?
Beautiful question, Cindy. This is a beautiful question. It's such an important question because I say, look, for example, Jessica, I said, now that you see with your own eyes, remember, the same product, different delivery system. What the gel does on the outside, the drink will do on the inside. So we definitely want people to be on a case of a CR for the rest of their lives, period. Because some people say, oh, you know what? I don't know if I want to commit to a monthly base. Well, let's forget about the business. First and foremost, will I drink a CR if I didn't make a penny? Of course, because a CR, what it does, and what I did, I took this, I show people regarding the drink, I did a blood microscopy on a friend. Personally, I paid for the test, 100 some in Las Vegas before I left US. I paid for this test and I have this video that I've taken. I said, look what a CR does before and after, how the cells move, compare before and after. So always, of course, the gel is just to get in the door, but to me, I'm big proponent on the drink. I mean, to me, it's so important that people take the drink for at least 90 days. So for them, they can justify, because I think Denny put that post, if you don't discuss or make people realize the value of the product, they can't justify the auto-ship that costs the subscription on a monthly basis. But once they do, they will find a way. I mean, look at people here in Mexico or Romania, for example, far less developed country than other CR countries, but people still find ways to buy it because they know they can't be without it. So always, gel always leads to the drink.
Yeah, so you're using the gel to open the door to create interest, and then you are teaching them about the drink, and they obviously have their mind open because they've just had an experience. So it makes sense that you're putting the topical molecules on topically, and you can see your skin cells, but you can't see your pancreas and your liver and your heart cells and your lung cells, right?
Right. And for me, I didn't have anything like, oh my God, I feel stronger, but I did have that recovery for the drink. So I recovered quicker because I was doing, for example, on the days that I was doing heavy squats, as much as 100 plus kilograms squats, and I was able to recover quicker than previously. So I knew a CI is phenomenal. So, but a lot of people, they can't tell because they can't see. So always use that comparison. And I use the before and after pictures from Alan Noble's website, Amazing Molecules, saying, look, what a CI does, what the gel does on the outside, again, same thing as the drink does on the inside.
That's right. So what you were just mentioning a squat exercise that you did that really showed you how fast you recover. Can you, when you work out in the gym, are you actively using the gel in front of people? Are you doing sets of squats and then putting the gel on and then doing another set of squats, or are you doing that?
I do. In fact, interesting that you brought this thing up. I did that in Turkey, especially because in Turkey I could not get drink because of the difficulty to get the drink in. But my brother brought me in gels from Germany, and I was using that. And it's amazing because when I left US and I was in Turkey without the SIA, I started to get my shoulder discomfort at a very high level. I wasn't able to do certain exercises like presses or dips. And I came back to US. I have now zero, any kind of discomfort in my right shoulder. All I did change back on a SIA. So I use the drink. And then when people come to me or I reach out to them, I say to them, I just arrived in Mexico on a big mission, a purpose here. And what is that? And I say, you see that blue bottle there? And I have them take a look at it. And then I lead to the gel. And I take the gel out of my bag or whatever I have it. And first thing I do is I put some of it in my mouth. So show them how safe it is, because some people are reluctant to put something on their skin, especially from a stranger. So I say, look how safe this is. And then I talk briefly about the 50 different uses. I show them a brief picture of it. And then I have them put on the back of the skin, just on the back of the hand, because, you know, it's just the way it absorbs. And then I get them interested that way.
So when you put it on the back of the hand, is it because the hand feels smoother than the other hand? Or does it?
Yeah, so what I do, yeah, I do. And I put just a little drop on, not much, just on that area so they can feel it. And later on, I put on the other hand, a complete, and then I even do the strength and balance test on them, the ones that are open to it, you know, and give them the 3 and 5, Dr. Silverman's video, and just go from there and follow up with them. And
right. So what do they see when they put the gel on just one their hand? Is it just for them to feel what it's like when it goes on their skin, or are they looking for a certain change in the back of their hand?
Obviously they're gonna see the feel of it. Something different, and they like how it feels, how it absorbs quickly, and that is not a cream, it's a gel, so they like that. And then I ask them if they have any kind of discomfort in their body. It says, the people that say no, then it's of course. Then I say, let me bet that you know somebody in your family that has. Oh yeah, so-and-so. And then I said, look, I'm willing to give you a sample. And if we can exchange numbers, because I want to follow up with the video, how to best use it. And then I send them the 3 and 5.
Okay, the 3 and 5 video.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect.
And
then, how do people access that video?
Well, I just 3 and 5, 3 times in 5 minutes.com.
Okay.
That's that, and it leads to the video. So 3 times in 5 minutes, that's what I send. And then also being fortunate enough to being sponsored by Dr. Zimmerman, I can also brag, hey, he's my sponsor, and I'm looking forward to introduce you to one of his webinars.
Right. Perfect. So do you ever run into people that don't understand the network marketing model or have an objection to the network marketing model?
Yes, I do. But before I want to finish, so it doesn't matter if you have Dr. Zimmerman sponsor, Cindy Bug, Benny, or anyone. It all comes down to us. What am I willing to do? Because ultimately success is not Dr. Silverman, depends on him, it depends on me. So I want to make sure people don't think, oh, if I don't have a top ambassador sponsor, I can't succeed. No, you know that's not true. So do I run into that all the time? And with those people, I try to get them to become at least a customer. Even if they buy only one gel on a auto ship type, just to get them in the door. And I'm like I said initially, I can't wait for Seattle to launch the additional products, because I'm assuming those extra products will give us more entry to the door of someone to become a customer. So when I find someone that is really anti this because they have previous bad experience, or they have this what's the right word I'm looking for? Misconception.
Yeah.
That misconception. It's really that what it is. then I don't try to convince them or try to bring them out of that. I say, understand what you feel, because I've been in that situation myself, almost Tunisia down. But forget about the business part. I have someone in Cancun right now that and she says, look, and I said, perfect. Forget about the business. You have the website, because what happened, she got excited. This lady, Romanian name, Luminita, and then she said, you know what? I don't think I can do this. I said, Lumi, forget about the business part. Let me build under you. Let me show you this thing works before you decide to just give up on it. Why don't you just focus on customers and just get customers? If you get there 10, 15 customers, I assure you with absolute certainty, a few of those people, 2 or 3, I don't know exact number, but a part of those people will say, how can I become an associate? And I'm hoping that in the future with the new upgrades, customer can see their click upgrade to associate, and they can do that without asking, but I'm assuming that they're gonna do that. So I don't try to convince them that, oh no, I do talk about Tyler Norton's concept of next level, but if I sense that they're completely closed, they don't wanna hear, I don't go there. I just go to the customer part, because if I can get them as a customer, I can get them easily later as an associate if they get that level of love that I have for the products, or at least somewhat reasonable.
Right.
Was the question that you asked me about? Did I understand your question correctly?
Yeah, of course, yes. That if people have an aversion to network marketing, that you just say, okay, no problem. You know, you don't try to convince them. You just let that alone and have them get a product experience first, and then you can have that discussion down the road.
Correct. And I say this to everyone in that case. Look, I understand that business is not for everyone, and totally respect that position you're in. But I can assure you, with backed up by science and facts, that the product is for everyone. It's not me saying it, it's the science says so, and the results say so. And then I get them to agree to at least try the product, or at least first and foremost is willing to allow me to maybe have a few people on their connections use that 3 times in 5 minutes, so they can see that the product works. Because the drink, again, takes some time for the healing part, for the response part.
Yeah. So do you have anybody in your business at this point where the business has made an impact in their lifestyle, where it's given them more freedom, more flexibility, where they can start to live their life on their terms, as opposed to clocking into a job and having to report to somebody else and maybe do something they're not passionate about and they don't feel that really matters? Have you found anybody that you've been able to help develop a business with them so that they see how they're developing a lifestyle for themselves?
I do. I don't have yet where they have quit the job, because I keep telling people, do not quit the job prematurely till you at least double, or you feel very secure. You don't want to just, so I do have a few people like that, but don't have them where they actually have, because again, they can't do what I do. Is I'm single, I don't have children, so therefore the risk is less for me than someone who has that. So, but I do in Las Vegas, in Malaysia, and now I'm developing here some people in Mexico that way.
Yeah. It's exciting when people get to a place where their weekly paycheck is, even if it's not a lot of money, they can see the possibility when that paycheck starts to come in on a residual basis, residual weekly basis, that every Friday they're getting a check, because people are continuing to consume the product. I mean, once they experience the business model, it's kind of like the product. They start to have a bigger vision than, they think they understand the business model, but until they experience the business model, it's a whole different story, right?
Right. And I do get those karma checks, but I always wonder, what is the feel? Because what I like about this, unlike other companies, always talk about the money. But now that we brought this thing up for a moment, when I get that email on a weekly basis and say, wow, that Thursday email, I says, oh my goodness, how fortunate I am to receive this email with the amount that I've got. And I always wonder what's in the box zeros and commas are. I wonder what Dr. Simon come. I wonder what Trish is. I always have that visualization. oh, I can't wait to have that extra zero there in my check or extra comma, whatever. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's only a reflection of lives change. So it's nothing, there's nothing to be afraid of. And, you know, the money, life costs money. I mean, bottom line, life costs money. And if you don't have money, you have a lot of choices. So there's nothing to be ashamed of when you're earning money from ASEA for doing good work.
yeah, and every time I see people doing manual job, but honorable job, because we are all fortunate that they're willing to do those kind of jobs. And I say, how fortunate we are to be able to make money by helping people do it at the beach or in a restaurant like now I am in, or, you know, in your own time, and then reach that level where where Dr. Silverman is, that has people around the world while sleeping make significant income. And obviously, as a platinum, I don't have that level of ambassador, but I see myself there very, very clearly. So I'm looking forward to that. And every day, I'm grateful that I don't have to do what I did before. My last job was a truck driver and high risk job, as you well know. And now I can live the life that I've always wanted.
Fantastic. So we're at the bottom of the half hour. I appreciate so much all of the insights that you've given us. I know there's a lot of people on this call that are wanting to duplicate what you've done. They'd love to sponsor, what did I say, the 12 people in 5 weeks. So if you were to give somebody one bit of advice as we wrap up this call on sponsoring, is there one bit of advice that you can give the people on this call about inviting people to take a look about ASEA?
You know, since this was announced in the email, that people message me privately, says, oh my God, tell me the secret. And I wish there's no secret, just simply talk to more people. That's what I do, is just talk and talk. I mean, everyone that comes within close, Uber drivers, every Uber driver that I go into gets a flyer. And then the ones that show interest gets a gel. But if they don't interest, then start asking questions. So really, there's no magical way. It's just simply numbers game, as you all know. Just willing to talk, willing to work hard, and willing to talk to more people than other people are willing. That's the only reason I have this done. That what I've done is just simply the law of averages. That's always on our side. So there's no magical. I'm no more capable than anyone on this call. In fact, most people on this call are far better than I am. I'm just willing to outwork most of them.
Right.
I'm sure.
Somebody's asking, what flyer do you use?
Oh, I made the flyer, and I had, in fact, backed up by ASEA. If anybody wants to use it, they can. I had ASEA approve it. So on one side, I have so this right here, and as you can see right here is the disclaimer, if you can see it, but below that. So one side is Spanish, and I use Dr. Silverman's reasons, but I put 7 reasons because I like the number 7, and I give him that. So it has the amazing molecules. It has my website, the phone number, and I just say, if you're interested, send me a message on WhatsApp. So just right here, but I'm willing to share the file with anyone that wants it. And then, even right now, I was just thinking, last thing, we haven't given much business cards anymore with the WhatsApp. I just get their number and message them. So you don't really need any more flyers. I haven't given out business cards, but flyer helps because I have it's a way to break the ice, but it doesn't have to be. I sign up people without giving the flyer.
Yeah, fantastic, fantastic. Well, Peter Radu, congratulations on all your success. Have fun down in Mexico City. Love the fact that you're this international globetrotter building an ASEA business from, wherever you want to be. So I love that you're demonstrating that. And I really appreciate everything that you've taught us tonight, all the insights that you've given us. Thank you so much.
You're very kind, Cindy. And I'll see you in Cancun. I qualified for that trip. So now I'm moving up towards first place. But I'm right now, next week, I'll be in a second place and working by the qualification deadline to be in the first place. I'll see you in Cancun if you're coming.
Okay, fantastic. All righty. Thank you, Peter. And good night, everybody.
Good night.